All right. 3, 2, 1. Good morning and welcome to your Wednesday edition of the Morning Jog. My name is Matt Cohan, and I am joined as always by the illustrious Francis Ellis and Robbie Berger. Fellas, how are we?
Happy to be here, Matty Ice. Very happy to be here.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm well. I'm watching a sprinkler go around out here. It's nice. It's peaceful.
Francis hasn't left his patio for the past 2 days. He's just sat there on the patio and taking in the sunset and all.
Just
he
has
never
the
leaves.
maid deliver him food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the SIP, which is short for the screened-in porch, as I mentioned yesterday, the SIP is really coming into its own. And as the mosquitoes have become quite voracious these days, I just find myself enjoying the safety of this little nook. It's a little nook.
Speaking of privilege, do you guys happen to be Entourage fans?
Am I an Entourage fan? When I studied abroad in Spain, my junior year of college, they called me Senor Entourageo. That's how big of a fan I was.
Wow. Where'd you study in Spain?
I didn't do that. Made that up. Made that up. Mm-hmm. Can't believe you bought it. That was the dumbest thing I've ever said.
I know it was, but hey. Fellas, how much would you give for a 10-minute call with none other than Entourage's Ari Gold, a.k.a. Jeremy Piven? How much of your hard-earned cash?
Well, if I can start us off, Francis, if you don't mind, you're probably going to want to take after me because the Jeremy Piven thing. Look, I guess, the way I try and reason with it a little bit, a lot of these, rich guys will pay for like Tyga or somebody to come perform at their daughter or son's bar mitzvah, and they'll drop like $100K on them. So I guess that's kind of where Jeremy Piven's going. That is not the biggest ripoff on Cameo, though. What I think is the biggest ripoff.
Robbie, I haven't even introduced the story yet.
I just was so ready for this take, but by all means, go ahead. No, I wouldn't.
Let me just give our listeners at home here.
Start the story.
Okay.
I'm a little out of myself today.
So, Cameo Zoom calls, in which stars use the video conferencing app to speak for fans for extended periods of time, are a new addition to the site, with Entourage star Jeremy Piven among the names currently participating. Piven is making waves for his absurd $15,000 asking price for just a 10-minute Zoom call. A representative for Cameo said that while they use their own supply and demand metrics to suggest prices to talent, it is ultimately up to the celebrity to choose their own price. Representatives for Piven did not immediately respond, and he took down the Zoom option on the site. Robbie, by all means, my friend.
You're going to see why I wanted to get to this so bad here, Matty Ice. The reason being, if you think Jeremy Piven's bad, let me play this for you.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but why wouldn't I be on there?
You would.
I'm on there too. That's not the issue.
I've made $750 doing that.
You ready for the asking price he put on there? $109.99.
Yeah, I don't know why it's 109. It should be. I put in 100.
It's like we're shopping at a retail store where they're trying to Wouldn't it be more reasonable, Francis, above the ridiculous rate of $109? They do 100. Could you do a flat?
It is
99 cents seems like
Is that the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen, Matt?
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to get to this so bad. $109.99.
All right. So a couple of things. I set my price at $100. I was at $50 for a while, right? And I got a whole bunch of them. I got like 7 in 1 week. And every single person that asks me to do a cameo asks me to sing a personalized song for their mom or their friend or their sister. These songs sometimes take me a couple hours to put together because I care about the product. Most of these people are asking me to do this because they were fans of those dumb Game of Thrones songs that I used to put on my Instagram.
Highly popular.
it's not as if I am just being like, hey, Brittany, great to see you. Thanks for being a fan. Bye, click, okay? I'm sitting down and I'm actually composing music and writing lyrics on a scratch pad for these people. And frankly, it's not worth my time to do those for less than $100. Not only that, but not to sound like a dick, I don't really need the money. I don't need the money. So frankly, I've now taken my thing and made it unavailable on there because I realized even at $100, it wasn't worth my time. And I ended up missing a couple of the requests, which makes people hate you and think you're like above it. And I was like, all right, I shouldn't be on here at all. Frankly, it would only be worth my time if my price was like $500, which leads us to Jeremy Piven charging $15,000 for a 10-minute Zoom call. His net worth means, and how much money he's made and his use of his time means that it's not worth him doing it on there unless it's $15,000. So the question for me is not, is it worth it for us to pay $15,000 to talk to Jeremy Piven for 10 minutes? It's, is it worth Jeremy Piven's time to do it for anything less than $15,000? And the answer is no. So in light of that,
would you have a different take though, Francis, if Jeremy Piven put it on there for $14,000, $999.99? Do you think that would affect your take on Jeremy Piven?
all right. So I like hand up. I don't know why it's $109.99. The fucking Cameo people told me that it has to do with the iTunes store charging some kind of tax on top. My rate that I get paid a percentage of is $100. I just put $100 flat. Why? I'm not $110 man. I'm not $199, $109.99 man. When I was a kid, I used to go to Kislin's toy store, okay? And they would have a pack of baseball cards for $4.99. And it drove me fucking crazy when I would think, okay, well, it's less than $5. I've got $5. I can buy these cards, and then I'd go up to the register, and then the tax would knock it up to $5.13, and I couldn't afford it. I've always hated that number below. I've never understood it, but, you know, this is the world we live in. So,
Matty Ice, can you be the voice of reason here? What I got to take your thoughts on that.
He couldn't have gave a better defense for. I mean, you got to think what France is doing, and I've bought one for my girlfriend. She's a big 90-day fiance girl. I got it for Christmas, $45, and it was underwhelming. The stuff Francis can provide is more art than a shout out. And that's compliments to you, Francis. So I have to say, the pricing is ridiculous, but obviously
it's the pricing that gets me.
I want to hear your price
with the time it takes to make a song and do that. Totally get that. Right. Totally get that. That takes time. There's lyrics involved. It's the Francis Ellis $109.99, which is why we're here today.
And I haven't seen one other person with one of those non-round numbers. So
I don't could work against the guy on the show that bought it because it was $109.99, but if you put it at $110, would not have bought it.
Yeah. Dude, I have so many bones to pick with Cameo. I hate Cameo. I fucking hate Cameo.
It is true that they annoy the shit.
Oh my God.
I have it too. I put it on there, $30. I have it too. It is they are relentless.
They are relentless. And you know something else is that for some reason, the success of Cameo has led to at least 20 other startups trying to mimic their service. And those startups, like they all have different names, have clearly gotten the user database of Cameo. And I get all these emails now being like, we saw that you're on Cameo. Why don't you come try ours? Our rev share split is more favorable. This is our business model. And it just, I don't even believe in it anyway. I hate to say this, and I'm going to totally undercut my pricing. I'm not even available on Cameo anymore right now. But if anyone DMs me and asks me to like say hi with a video message to their brother or sister, they're a fan, I'll do it for free. I don't give a shit. Doesn't take much time. But if you want a personalized song and you want me to do, like, I just did one, it was a mashup of, I had to do it to the tune of a mashup of Hamilton and then Super Bass.
Which is why
you bring in an orchestra.
Yeah.
Which is why I get where it's at. I get that.
So I like wrote a rap and then I learned the music and I did this mashup and like, you know, it takes a lot of time. And so my point is to end, and I know I've already said this, I don't think that I'm worth $100 as a celebrity, but I do know that for me, it's not worth it to do it for less than $100.
Robbie,
Maddie,
I'm interested to hearing what you do. What do you just eat a Caesar salad on camera in front of him?
Somewhat. I look. I change it up. It's a lot of different. It's birthdays, anniversaries. So I change it up a little bit for sure. But I try and give everything I got, you know, into it. The problem is if somebody saw my history, they would see that I'm kind of saying the similar things.
Yeah.
For birthdays and all, but and I know we got to move on. But Maddie, what's a Maddie Cohan shout out? What would you put it at? If I want to give my loved one a Maddie Cohan shout out, what are we looking at?
I would do it for if after everything taken out, $35. Like, because I have to get in, I have to go, you know. But 35, I think.
Guarantee you Francis changes his price after this.
No, I'm gonna.
I mean, who the fuck am I? I'd do it for $15 if it was 30 seconds or below. I just rip them out and quit my job.
I'm gonna text my handler after this and tell him to get my goddamn profile off there for good.
They'll get right back to you.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Robbie. This was a good little transition. But speaking of guys who aren't worth the money, fellas, Oklahoma State head football coach Mike Gundy promised to make changes on Monday after star running back Chuba Hubbard, I think that's how you pronounce it, threatened to boycott the program over Gundy's support over a fringe news network. Hubbard, a Heisman Trophy candidate, vowed earlier Monday not to do anything with Oklahoma State until things change after Gundy was spotted wearing an OAN t-shirt after a fishing trip. OAN stands for One America News Network, a far right-wing network known for pushing conspiracy theories that has recently been under fire after host Liz Wheeler called Black Lives Matter a farce. Gundy is fresh off calling the COVID-19 the Chinese virus, so this is pretty true to form, don't you think, Francis?
You know, I guess so. It doesn't surprise me at all that this guy would be getting his news from OAN. And I think that if I've learned anything over the last 4 years, it's that, you know, there are pockets of the United States that are different from what you believe in or where you get your news, you know? And so, look, it's tough. It's so tough because we've become so sensitive, and it does supporting OAN or wearing that t-shirt mean that Coach Gundy is against racial equality? Can you really make that extension? I don't know. At the same time, as the coach of a team that's obviously very diverse, I think you just got to be as down the middle as possible. I would not be wearing fanfare or flair from any kind of network, whether it's CNN, Breitbart, OAN, or you know, the fucking Stephen Colbert's show, whatever it would be. I think you just have to be about as neutral as possible. And that's what a lot of people are doing these days. So it is what it is.
Francis, I agree with that. I think, to be honest, I didn't know what OAN was until I then had to read about it. And initially I said I could so see Mike Gundy watching that. I mean, I hate to say it, but it makes a lot of sense. Mike Gundy's publicist is one of the most busiest people on the planet because he is in the news week in and week out. Same thing with like Mike Leach, who's the Washington State coach now. Yeah. They're just constantly in the news. You never know what they're going to say. They're good football coaches. They're not great. So at what point? Yeah, you know, Mike Gundy to me is like the Portland Trail Blazers of college football. They're good.
Yeah.
They're not great. They're going to be in it every year. They may make a playoff, then they get knocked out, but they never have a shot of actually making the championship. I wonder if Oklahoma State will ever part ways or if they're just happy being the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the only place that Gundy can really succeed. Like, he's got the mullet. He's born and raised in Oklahoma. Like,
Totally.
the fact that anybody is surprised by this is just absurd. But it goes to show you,
Yeah, it's a good point.
You just got to be vanilla.
I can't see him coaching anywhere else. It's like Oklahoma State was made for Mike Gundy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, the state of Oklahoma was made as an Indian reserve. But that we did away with that.
The more you know with Francis out.
Not an Indian
Look at
reservation.
Harvard Crimson over here.
I think it was defined as the territory that was being ceded to the Native Americans so that they could all go there. But of course, we walked that back, just like everything. So. Yeah.
That's incredible. All right, fellas. On the topic of Trump guys, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just released the first look of Tom Brady in all variations of his new Bucs jersey. And I do have to say, as a Patriots fan, he looks sexy. Do you guys agree with me?
I'm glad that you can admit that as a Patriots fans, Matty boy, because it's true. He just went from 41 to about 25 to me. I feel like Tom Brady just came out of Michigan the way he looks in this uniform. I never thought he would look that good in a Tampa Bay Buc uniform, but people have just stopped talking about, Brady and his age, and now they'll definitely stop talking about it because I think Tom Brady looks spectacular in that uniform.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think it speaks to just how handsome of a guy he is. Because if you compare him to Michael Jordan donning the Washington Wizards jersey,
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jordan, not a bad looking guy. A 7, maybe 7 or 8. I don't know.
Yeah, 8.
8. I
Would you
mean,
go 8?
come on.
Yeah. Oh,
if you
dude.
didn't know who he was.
In his prime, without the eyes, like if he got Visine or something, my mom thought he was sexy.
Fine. Yeah. Handsome guy, probably fine. 8, whatever. But Tom Brady is male model, like
Nice, man.
super sexy, smoldering male Ugg boots, whatever. And I think that Brady looks just as good in a Bucs jersey as he did in a Patriots jersey, whereas seeing Michael Jordan in a Washington Wizards jersey was jarring and weird, and it was disorienting and made me think like, who is this guy? He's over the hill. I had the same feeling with Brett Favre when he was in a Vikings and especially a Jets jersey. So I think that speaks volumes. But at the same time, it's like some people get better looking with age to a certain point. George Clooney, the cast of Friends. And so I have to wonder, where is his tipping point? At what point are we going to be like, Tom Brady, not what he used to be? You know what I mean? When does that happen for him?
Matty, is he the most handsome quarterback of all time in your eyes?
I'd have to imagine. Who's the
Joe Namath?
No, Joe Namath had a
Joe Namath was a
dude.
schnob.
But he was known as like a sexy playboy back in his day.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez, Matt Leinart are two hotties that come to mind.
I'll give you
the
one.
longevity is what makes Brady so like. If you look at him and come out of college, he was just like your average pasty white guy. Now he's got like, he's got a jawbone and he's just getting better with age.
I'll tell you, a handsome quarterback I don't see slowing down anytime soon, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah,
I think he'll look just like that at 45.
Yeah, that's why the Patriots needed to get rid of him. You can't have that much sex on one team.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, that's our Wednesday edition of the Morning Jog. We are back here. We're doing a Friday show instead of a Thursday, so we'll see you then. Stay safe, stay open-minded. We love you.